Oh.
There's me on the left.
Yes, that's me on the right there, the wee chubby guy.
What a handsome man I am.
See this music?
Yeah.
This found its way into my letterbox on a disc.
That's right, it was a little strange, wasn't it?
I can't remember. It's the middle of a song, but I can't remember what it's called or who it's by.
It's the Human Boys by Frank Chacksfield, his orchestra and chorus.
Oh, thanks, Dave. That's nice.
That's Dave Murrican, our sound engineer. David, how do you know that?
Because I dialed it in on the mobile and held it up to the speaker, and it texts you back with information.
Well, there you go. This is Shoegaze. But
Thanks,
no, that was
Dave.
when we were writing Tune the Fat, wasn't it? And we decided to keep the music and use it one day.
That's right. It's a lot of shite. This boy here with the pyjamas on.
What happens in Shoegaze again?
Shoegaze is the one about the... the Shoegaze is the Glasgow or Scottish term for...
Trams.
Trams. And the reason they've given them is it's against the law or something. What rubbish.
You slallied it.
Aye, believes him, aye.
When we wrote this section, we always like to have Jack and Victor watching different types of genres in television. This was very much in the Jeremy Beadle mode, wasn't it?
Aye, it was when people go to doors and wind you up and people believe in it. It's crap.
Well, they're basically just foghorns for our own hatred of that kind of programme, aren't they?
Conduits.
Conduits, excellent word, fella.
I'm just going out to the kitchen to get a big knife to slit you bastard and throw me. There's a wee bit of product placement there. You're running about my pyjamas in the garden, cotton camera.
I wouldn't even open the door, Jack. I would conduct the entire discussion through the letterbox. I like this bit. I think I'm good in this bit, Ford. Watch what I do with the tins. See that? The shotgun's
That's
become
a double barrel gun. That's beautiful. I never even noticed that at the time.
No, that's even more product placement there.
Oh, nice, look at that. There's a presenter coming in now dressed as a polis.
That set is all in Maryhill in the Craigmont Studios.
Oh, don't go busting the bubble for people.
Or did they think it was real?
It's a real house somewhere.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
4 feet above there is Big Billy standing there with his boom.
So there's no ceiling in that
There's
house.
no ceiling in that house. It's all fake. The carpet's real though.
I know your old tree.
It's not a pish.
Oh, here. Don't pour that. You've reminded me. Hey, present.
What's this?
Present. You don't know what day it is?
Oh, it's not my birthday. Is it my birthday? No, it's not my birthday. From memory, this is probably one of the longest scenes we ever did in Still Game, wasn't it? It was about 6 minutes or something.
Aye, but we're quite fond of that, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Big
Yeah.
long, chatty,
I know that name.
ponderous, sometimes pieces. Good.
Was that the fellow with the big golf ball nose? Ran the cafe at the top of Welshire Road. Wee limp, big family.
No, that was Bobby Jackson. Jackson's cafe, sure.
Oh, aye. Frank McCallum. The big red-headed bastards used to eat the stuff at the bins.
No, that was Sammy Bates.
Whose flat are we in? Is that Victor's flat or Jack's flat? I can never remember.
That's my flat.
All right. Oh, the boy in the tram.
Bingo. What else happened that day?
That was the day we met.
That's right. 60 year tomorrow.
Yeah.
See, I was sitting next to my kitchen. That's how I'm fatter than you.
Do you remember the bother we had working out the timeline for that? We were trying to work out how old Jack and Victor were, when they would meet and all this. And at first we're like, is it before World War One?
What age are we?
I think they're 72 and 74, but we never really specify
Who's what?
who's what. And young fella, it's knocked in by a tram.
Frank McCallum.
Frank McCallum. In the play, of course, of Still Game, Winston was the oldest of the three. I believe he was about 80.
80. I don't know what age he is now.
No, he's probably the youngest actually in the TV show.
Mid to late 60s now.
Yeah, yeah. That's Paul Riley who plays him. That's his fault because he's got such a cherub face. That
Fat face.
Fat. Yeah, we had to bring his age down a little bit because
he's too fat.
Because he could. That's lovely. That is
Well, I wish you healthy drink out it.
smashing.
It's always this debate to whether me or Paul's who of us is the fattest.
I don't really think there's any debate at all. Do you?
Nah.
No, I did not know.
It's Paul, isn't it?
Yes, Paul. Paul knows it. You know it. Everybody knows it. What up, Jack? I know you're thinking that I'm winding you up and I'm going to burst it by producing a gift. But believe me when I tell you.
I'll tell you what.
Remember.
I hope when people actually watch these episodes on DVD, they don't do as much gabbing as we're doing.
We'll probably find out we only end up talking during the scenes that you and I are on because we can't be arsed to watch those. We go quiet when Winston's on or Eyes is on or Naveed.
Don't talk a lot of pish. All you're doing is covering your red neck with that patter.
I feel bad. Didn't make it any worse. What about this? We'll go into Toon tomorrow, celebrate, and I'll take you for a nice meal.
Oh.
I'm just remembering about Sugarleys because it's different from any other episode in that it was very much a linear story, and we wanted to make it just Jack and Victor, didn't we?
Aye, we wanted to... We debated long and hard about whether it was a good idea to take the two characters and just go through an entire episode, every scene these guys being in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really was quite a decision because it never really happens in sitcoms, that, does it?
No, that's right. And yeah, of course, you're worried if things fall flat in the middle of it, how do you pick it up again? And so we basically had them going on this little journey. And this scene, which is one of my favourite scenes in the entire series, I'll be quiet for a second and then we'll talk about it after.
You said you were going to treat me today.
Aye, up to the value of a tankard. Taxi into the tin would take you well beyond the tankard threshold amount.
Say you mad. It's the bus, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Which for us is free.
Yes.
Want the lift?
Shut up.
This means today I'm getting into jeans. Oh, look at you two. Done up smart. Nice jackets. Betty's gone. Oh, we're not going to the Klansman, no turned out like that. Must be somewhere good, eh? Somewhere special. Eh? What would that be? What would the reason be? A wedding? No, it's not a wedding.
Isa does all the talking, doesn't she, in this scene? And there's a reason for that, isn't there, Ford?
And it's not a court case. I'd have heard about that one. It's a day out somewhere. Somewhere that isn't Craig Lang. It's a tune. It's a tune, isn't it? I know where you're going. But why? Are you celebrating something? Your birthday? No. Two old pals going into the tune. Two old pals celebrating.
Your face is great there. You look like you're about to crack.
Celebrating just being old pals. That's it, isn't it? An anniversary. That's it, isn't it?
Now, we wrote that scene 2 days before we finished filming the second series.
That's right.
Because
Came up short.
the episode was 2 minutes short, and myself and Ford didn't want to learn any new dialogue. So
we wrote a big bit for Jane.
We wrote a big bit for Jane, and it was added in at the last minute.
That's one of the things about Jane McCarry. She's got a great memory and a great capacity for learning huge tracks of dialogue.
Yeah.
And that was just a perfect example there where she was held the script quite literally a couple of minutes before.
We basically took advantage of her expertise, didn't we?
I could give myself a wee cigar, you know, for after the meal. I enjoy a wee cigar.
Here's Fat Paul coming now.
A bit of upstaging from behind. Look at the way he's walking.
Or a slim panatella.
Aye, aye.
Or a Hamlet. Mm-hmm. Or a Costello.
That's plenty.
Do you know what annoys me about that scene?
What?
Look at the rubbish bin. Full of rubbish. That's the council for you.
Aye, up there, I know. It's not that. They must see that when they go behind the vans.
Aye. Isn't it wonder the Neds are dropping packs of matches and bubbling them?
No wonder the people dumping stuff in the street. They knew where they'd put it away.
You'd think the film crew would have emptied that before we started shooting.
It was them that filled it up.
Oh, so it was.
That's just the way of it.
Well, fine. Enjoy yourselves. See you back.
This is great, this wee bit here.
Yeah. Think we should have asked them to come along with us.
I feel a bit rotten now.
Oh. We can give a shout.
Aye, alright then. I'll just ask.
Mind and hold each other's hands in the town now. It's very dangerous. Victor, keep your purse with you at all times. Jack, if you need the toilet, you have to say you need the toilet. But above all, have a good day, you couple of pansy. Pee-pee, Jesse, bastard.
Paul's brilliant at that bit, isn't it? He does get the best lines, doesn't he, Ford?
Aye, well, we both know about his goat on us.
I used to be a fur coat shop. Aye. And that was a haberdasher's, aye. Oh, the tower's away, Jack. Used to be a clock up there, do you mind? I always tell if you're running late, you know.
I always like the notion of filming in the city where you can see in-shop windows and that, because like 30 years from now that stuff's going to look really dated, whereas it looks quite cool just now.
Well, we used to shoot in Clydebank when we were doing Tune the Fat, sort of for city stuff. But yourself and myself were quite keen to move it into Glasgow because we very much felt that Jack and Victor lived in Glasgow, didn't we? So a lot of all the city stuff now takes place in Glasgow.
Pipe tobacco.
Oh, I wouldn't mind a look at your cigars.
Some here, more over there.
The thing is, we're for a place called Craig Lang. It's in a corner shop that's there. We newsagents, really. Want to go to the Two Types and Bruno and Drum, you know.
Oh dear,
We don't have that problem here.
Jeez, it's some choice. I wouldn't know. This fella here, this actor here, he used to be the director of Mr. and Mrs.
Is that right?
Aye, you know, the TV programme with Derek Beatty for years and years and years. Did you know that, Dave? Aye, he did, aye. He told us when he was out with us, aye. Mr. and Mrs. Brilliant.
If you watch the outtakes tape, there's a great shot from this shot here with an old lady who walks up to us and just steams right into the back of the tobacco shop. She thought it was open or on fire or something. She wanted to go and fix it. She didn't realise we were filming. Old soul.
What's he singing, Jack?
You know any Perry Como, son?
Oh, hi.
He was a nice guy, wasn't he?
It was a good laugh, aye.
I think he was a friend of the director's.
Aye, couldn't sing, I know it. Oh, we love a montage, don't we?
We do indeed. This is our John Lewis montage.
Were they just people up in the shop?
I think so, yeah. That's very good sleeping acting, by the way. I thought you made a very good job of that.
Thank you. Oh, very good trainer acting.
See the lady on the left? She directed Lawrence of Arabia.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did you know that, Dave? It's a smashing telly. I've got a perfectly good 22-inch Grundig in the house.
Now there's a good example of... Grundig is a funny word there, isn't it? Grundig, whereas Sony wouldn't have been.
No, that's right. Some words are funny. This is the Corinthian in the town.
I remember when we arrived on set this day, you were very upset because this scene in particular looked like we were going into a funeral parlour.
It looks like a crematorium. Didn't it, Dave?
Yes.
Hey, can we have a table for two?
Just worked out how to record this onto the tape.
Smoking.
Can we get that sea hen?
Yeah. Can I take your jackets?
Oh, I don't know, Jack. What do you think, eh? This place looks a wee bit...
The waiter was great in this.
The waiter was great, yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they're just in the coat stand over there.
Jesus, you're my bypass, Jack.
What would you like to drink?
Just a couple of beer, darling.
Okay, well, we've got Genuine Draft, Rolling Rock, Peroni, Sapporo, Sol, Tiger, San Miguel, Heineken, Stella Artois, Michelob, Schliemann's Honey Beer, or Budvar.
Well remembered.
Very well remembered.
You just want a couple of pints, don't you?
Look at this. What the roof of a bloody house. Aye. Oh.
There's Gordon Munro at the back there.
That's right. I used to work with Gordon on Off the Ball.
Yeah.
Doing impersonating football players and things.
He was good as the angry manager.
He's the angry manager, that's right. Hey,
Quick, before she comes back.
aye, absolutely. Yes, just take a jacket because the pipe's in the pocket. See, look.
Right, now, what to have, eh? Well, to start, I'll have the duck patty with Scottish oatcakes.
I'll have the shrimp wrapped in the phyllo pastry.
And for the main, sirloin steak, well done, with the mashed potatoes and the Dijon mustard.
And the corn chicken breast with rosemary and minted potatoes resting on a bed of couscous and a side of asparagus with hot butter.
Come to think of it, Jack.
You don't want to get it all away.
Don't what?
Well, just have some ice.
You've got to tell them now,
whenever
haven't
you
you?
say it.
Whenever we say butter, we never say butter. We always get a real kick out of saying butter.
Butter.
Butter. And it really makes us laugh. And as Ford demonstrated very aptly there, that's how we say butter.
But do this with butter.
We always try and get it in as often as we can, don't we?
There's practically butter in every episode.
If you look back, you will see that.
That's lovely. Thanks very much. Hey, a wee toast then. Frank McCallum.
Aye, Frank McCallum.
Why do we keep mentioning this guy?
I can't remember. I'm sure it'll emerge.
That's setting me up for my ice cream now.
Nice shot,
Maybe
that.
you know. Hey, oh, the bus here, son. We ordered it.
This restaurant scene took an entire day to shoot, didn't it? Because there must have been about 40 composite shots and whatnot, and we had to eat half of that stuff over and over again. It was all cold.
The food was cold.
It was freezing. Freezing cold patty.
There's the potatoes with the butter.
Who chose the music for this? Was it Michael, the director? Michael Hines was our director. A Scouser. Calm down, Scally. A Liverpool fan. He used to, in the middle of shooting, didn't he? He used to, when Liverpool were in the Champions League, he would say, that's a wrap, at 4 o'clock, and drive down to Liverpool in about an hour and a half and watch his team.
And drive back for the next day's shooting. Unbelievable.
Generally grumpy because they'd been beat.
They were getting thrashed.
What do we do now?
Get hold of Norman.
Naughty.
This is great. Look at his face.
He does a great face.
Have you been smoking in the kitchen again? Aye. That's it. You've been warned umpteen times. You're finished. Get your coat. Please, Mr. O'Brien. Get your coat. I need to get these gents the bill first. I'll get their bill. You get their coat. Did you enjoy your meal?
It was lovely. Norman was serving us.
How's he doing, gents? 140 quid!
That's a bastard. I'll go hoppers with you.
Oh, shut up!
That's charming, isn't it? Shut up. What are you doing?
I'm going through this bill.
Again?
Can it be right?
That's what it cost, Victor. You saw
Now,
the
this scene, what we did was we tried to guess how long it would be for the bus to get to
The Kelvin Hall on
and
Dumbarton Road.
And we managed to guess it right on the money.
And if I'm not mistaken, the sun comes out halfway through this take and absolutely bathes us.
Aye. But the... Because we've got to stop at that bus stop and it really worked out perfectly.
What a meal, I'll remember that for the rest of my day.
That's what passes as sport for us when we're filming, you know, trying to guess things, how long things are going to take.
Do you find, Ford, when you're watching scenes like this, you end up just looking at the supporting artists in the back?
Aye.
I love doing that. We always get great people out, great faces.
I can't tell a lie, it's me I look at all the time.
It's very honest of you.
Get yourself together.
This isn't your stop, Jack.
I know, it's a wee diversion. Come on, you'll enjoy that.
See? Ties in perfectly with the end of the conversation.
And there's the university. Oh,
Oh, is your wee heart beating?
it is indeed.
4 o'clock. That gives us a good hour to look round.
See the sunlight in the last scene and now there's rain on the streets.
Aye.
There's not a lot you can do about that in Glasgow, really.
No. My favourite place.
You've got a ticket for this street, haven't
The
you?
wee street in
In the museum,
in
the Transport Museum.
Brilliant.
Right, wander down memory lane.
I've always wanted to film in that street.
I took my son there a couple of weeks ago when we were running around it. It's very, very nice. It's well put together, isn't it?
Aye.
I showed a lot of foresight running into the only shop in the street that had a phone.
Don't know about foresight, Jack. Luck, maybe. Right enough. Nobody really had phones back then, did they?
No, they did not. Fate, you'd have to call it.
Aye. Fate.
And there'll be some fate coming up in a minute.
A lot of fate.
Aye. Pile up.
A big old heap of fate.
Well, you're fine. You've got to have fate.
You've got to have fate.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Some flashback, the old car, eh?
This is where we meet
Aye.
a mysterious stranger.
One of the things when you're filming is you get quite lucky because anybody else going into the transport museum wouldn't be allowed to go in and off the trams.
That's right.
But when you're filming, they give you access to the inside of the trams, and that's a complete blast, you know.
Getting out in amongst them because they're cordoned off, aren't they? Kind of?
Normally.
60 years, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
Frightening looking big bugger that, eh?
Eh?
For my Welsh now.
it is, aye.
Finlay was great. Again, there's some outtakes. I'm not sure if they're on the tape where Finlay had Ford in absolute hysterics, and Ford then had the sound man Charlie in hysterics, and it was just like a barfathon. Everybody's falling about laughing.
60 year ago the day.
Aye, that's right, aye.
Aye, 60, yeah.
Frank McCallum.
Oh, there we go. There's a bit of fate.
6 months I was in the hospital. I didn't think I was going to make it. So I was saying to my daughter the other day, now that'll be 60 years since I got knocked down. It's her suggestion I come here.
It's amazing. You know, that time passes. And where do we meet you again?
I was just looking at how smart we are turned out there. Ray does a great job on our costumes, doesn't he?
Mr. Holman?
Yes. I mean, he was just looking at us there thinking, what a handsome couple old buggers we are. And it's generally down to Ray.
My sister says I make a better looking old man in a day, you know, as I'm the new. Because I got a head of hair, shut up.
Have a couple of halves and catch up.
Aye, Frank, you'd be more than welcome, man.
Well, that's a very kind offer, boys. Aye, that would be lovely. Good. Well, that was lovely. Thanks for that.
Enjoy that, Jack.
It was lovely, aye. Wasn't as good as lunch, but... So, Frank, what did you do when you came out the Merchant Navy?
Oh, aye.
This is the scene I was talking about earlier. I mean,
Many takes.
it must have been about 30 or 40, I think.
Gorgeous. Thin as a pin. Anyway, we got married out there and then I brought her home and we had our daughter.
This is the line coming up that started it all.
Cindy and I were very happy.
She's still living.
Aye. With a lousy nae user bastard on the south side. She's a big fat cow now.
Well, this big fat cow now thing, it just cracked me up and everybody started laughing and even the Charlie Caw on the clapperboard started laughing and broke a few takes as well.
How now, big fat cow now?
He broke out with an alt.
No, I was saving this for a very special occasion. If this isn't a special occasion, I don't know what is.
Nice bit of cold tea there.
Aye.
Always tastes lovely, doesn't it?
Am I hung with these plates?
Not at all. Me and Jack will get these. Want a slice of Viennetta?
What is it?
A sort of ice cream bar with chocolate laced through.
A lot of giggling at this point and all, wasn't there?
Yeah. Jack and Victor, they just eat all the time, don't they? If they're not describing food, they're eating it.
Da, da, da.
Cheers, Victor.
I know. That's what I was saying.
Can anybody spot the design fault there?
No.
There's a window on the left and there's a door on the right. Where does that door lead to? Graham Rose?
Graham Rose.
Our designer?
They were trying to make it lead to a veranda, but...
That's right, a
A
veranda.
veranda. 13 up.
Now let's trash him. Trash him.
Trash Graham
He
Rose.
made a mistake. He'll never work again.
Graham Rose is the finest designer in Britain, if not Europe.
Up until he designed our show and he hasn't worked since.
Right. Respect. Man's in the toilet and you're trying to steal his pudding.
Well, I think the phrase silk purse for a sow's ear was invented for Graham, actually. All kidding aside, he is a fantastic designer.
Oh, did you get a wee pang of guilt there and went back and fixed it?
I think I've fixed it's unfixable.
Victor, where's my coat? Bastards!
No, he's an asshole. Look at that toilet.
Sports ticket and a wallet. Aye, 60 quid in it.
And a pipe and 2 ounces of tobacco.
What else?
Where's your tankard?
Oh, my tankard, you bastard! Sorry, hey, no. Yes, I'll hang on. What are you doing?
Oh, he's hardly coming back, is he?
I wanted Frank McCallum, so I was Frank McCallum. Couple of daft old duffers.
So, they took you up to their house.
Aye, fed me and watered me, and then when I got a chance, I lifted this stuff.
Jesus, Davy. I thought you chucked all that. Still at the blag at your age.
I know, eh? Ah, stupid old bag. bastards. They deserve all they get. Right, I'm away out of the road. Try and unload this gear.
Oh, the irony.
Everybody gets their stuff back after being robbed, eh?
No.
This episode always ended a bit quick for my liking. Just poof, he was deed and then we got our stuff back and we wrote it badly for it.
No, your bit. Don't drink your beer out of that. Drink it out your tankard. I flew in.
Okay, did I? Only 2 minutes to go. Norman Fraser, the tobacconist. That was
Yeah,
him.
Norman Fraser. Julie Doric Keenan. What does she does again?
Make up.
Make up.
And there's Graham Rose, who'll never work again.
Yep.
He'll never eat roasted pine nuts in Glasgow again.
Make awake.
All right, calm down.
Please, Bobby.
Winston was saying you were in the tune yesterday. Celebrating 60 years of being pals, eh?
Aye, that's right. What a day it turned out to be, eh, Jack boy?
Fantastic. Did Winston also mention all the shouting and bawling he was doing at the bus stop, Connor's Jessies and all that?
Aye, banging the window, shouting, you bunch of pansies. He does a right holy showing up, didn't he?
Just because we didn't ask him to come with us, too.
No, he didn't mention that.
Look, lads, I'm sorry about that, right? I went in the huff because you wouldn't let me come with you. I realise now it was your day and you didn't want me hanging about like a gooseberry. Are you still talking to me? Aye, I suppose so.
No hard feelings.
Right. Let me get you a drink.
Nah, you're all right.
No. I insist. Bobby, get us a couple of drinks.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to propose a toast to friendship, to two pals who've stuck together through thick and thin for the past 60 years. Jack and Victor. A couple of bum chums.
See you in the next one.
Yes.